Welcome back. I believe we have the proficient amount of fiberglass on this mould now. As before, if I need to reinforce it once it's off and I feel it's not strong enough for taking the panel, then I can do that once it's off the car. Next up, I've got to try and get this piece off without damaging the wings, because I'm keeping them. Anything around the front, the makeshift reinforcement plates, doesn't matter if they break, but I'll try and get it off as cleanly as possible. What has happened is I have ripped out the mounts for the driver's side headlight, so I'll most likely get a replacement, or I will try and repair it, but I dare say it's probably worth getting a new one. Could be worse. As you can see, I have a lot of cleaning up to do to get all the plasterboard filler off, so I will catch up with you once I've got it cleaned off. Still a little bit to take out of the main part here, but I'm getting there. Now that I have the worst of it off, I can take it outside and I'll give it a wash. I'll get the PVA release agent off, and then I can look at wet and drying it to get a nice finish. There are bits I need to fill here and there as normal, but it's not too bad overall. I am just going over the entire mould with 80 grit sandpaper, just taking all the rough edges off. Then I will fill all of the holes and start working my way up the scale of sandpaper, so from 80 all the way to 1200 grit. over with the 600 grit. Release wax. Okay, so a couple more layers of wax and then we'll try and get some PVA release agent on, because I know it takes a little while to dry in this weather. Before I put the PVA release agent on, I just need to trim the mould so it's easier to be guided once I pull the panel off the mould as to where the edges are. PVA is just about dry, so I'll get some gel coat on. Layer on, so that should be plenty to get a nice amount of sanding done to get a good finish once I pull it from the mould. The gel coat has dried overnight. I have prepped some mat up. I've chopped some strands up for this thin part. It's just a lot easier to apply, so the next job is to get some fiberglass on it. I've just put 2 thin layers of 300 gram on it. I want to keep this front bumper as light as possible. What I'll do is I will let this layer dry slightly and then I can see which patches are lighter. I will probably reinforce certain areas because of the shape of the bumper. The top part is quite runnable as it's so thin, so I might strengthen this area here so it can keep the rigidity of the whole bumper. Another benefit of pulling the mould before you apply too many layers is once you've pulled it, you can actually hold it up to the light and see which patches are thinner, so you can always add some fiberglass afterwards to keep it minimal and keep the weight down. Let's see how easy this comes from the mould. have this part of the mould free now, so I just need to get this complicated area freed up and it should pull out quite easily. Finally got the bumper from the mould with minimal damage, so you know the drill now. I just need to clean the PVA off and trim it, and then I can test fit it to the car. Next up, I need to try and get this replacement headlight to fit. I modified the mounting point slightly to get the alignment right. So what I need to do now is replicate it on the new light so it's exactly the same. Thanks for watching. In the next episode I'll get this front bumper mounted and then we can move on to some more mechanical stuff.